Hi guys! Nature on this planet has its own unique way of showing its power. Phenomena that seem impossible actually happen in various parts of the world, and all of them have been scientifically recorded. Some of them have only been explained by scientists in the last few decades. From lightning emerging from volcanic eruptions to giant clouds stretching for 1,000 kilometers. Here are 7 of the craziest natural phenomena that most people don't know about. First up, we're going to talk about a phenomenon called dirty thunderstorm, or volcanic lightning, guys. This phenomenon itself occurs when lightning strikes inside the smoke and ash of a volcanic eruption. No joke, the temperature from this lightning strike can reach 30,000 degrees Celsius, which is much hotter than the surface of the sun. This phenomenon itself was recorded thousands of years ago by Pliny the Younger during the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in the year 79 AD. Then modern scientists began to study it seriously in 1858, when Luigi Palmieri continuously observed Mount Vesuvius. This lightning itself is formed due to several factors such as the collision of ice particles, friction of volcanic ash, rock fragmentation, and even natural radioactivity. This means that the higher the ash column, which reaches more than 7 kilometers, the greater the likelihood of volcanic lightning occurring. An example of an eruption that produced spectacular lightning occurred at Mount Eyjafjallajökull in Iceland in 2010 and Mount Tal in the Philippines in 2020. Recently, in 2024, Mount Ruang in Indonesia and Volcán de Fuego in Guatemala also showed the same phenomenon. When lightning strikes in the hot ash, the extreme temperatures create microscopic glass balls called lightning-induced volcanic spherules. Interestingly, guys, it's estimated that there are about 1,500 active volcanoes around the world that have the potential to put on this natural electrical show. Next, there's a cloud phenomenon that can only be found regularly in one place in the world, guys. This giant tube-shaped cloud is known as the Morning Glory clouds and appears in the Gulf of Carpentaria, Northern Australia. Uniquely, just one of these cloud tubes can stretch up to 1,000 kilometers. That distance is equivalent to the journey from London to the northern tip of Scotland. Despite its massive size, this cloud flies very low, at only about 100 to 200 meters above the ground. Its vertical thickness reaches 1 to 2 kilometers, creating a very large cylindrical wall. In addition, this cloud moves at a steady speed of about 40 to 70 kilometers per hour, and often appears in groups of 1 to 10 parallel tubes. Uniquely, this phenomenon usually only occurs in the spring, between late September and early November. In short, that time window makes glider pilots from all over the world willing to travel far, just to experience the extreme sensation known as surfing the glory. That is, flying an unpowered aircraft right in front of the cloud roll to take advantage of the strong lift from the air. Interestingly, guys, morning glory clouds are the only clouds in the world that appear regularly and can be predicted. Next, there are red sprites, guys. Flashes of red light that appear far above thunderstorms, specifically in the mesosphere layer at an altitude of 50 to 90 kilometers, almost touching the edge of space. Even though they're both triggered by electrical activity, red sprites are different from regular lightning. While lightning is hot plasma, red sprites are actually considered cold plasma. Their red color comes from nitrogen molecules in the atmosphere that are excited by electrical currents. Their size is also extraordinary. A single red sprite can reach a width and height of up to 50 kilometers, but this phenomenon only lasts about 3 to 10 milliseconds. For comparison, a human blink lasts about 100 to 400 milliseconds. That's why red sprites are very difficult to see with the naked eye. Although they have been reported since 1886, this phenomenon was only successfully photographed on July 6, 1989, by a team from the University of Minnesota. The most famous form is the jellyfish sprite, because it resembles a jellyfish with light tentacles dangling down. Interestingly, guys, red sprites also have relatives, namely blue jets that emit bright blue light upward from the tops of storm clouds, as well as elves, which are giant rings of red light with diameters of up to 300 kilometers. In fourth place, there's the fall streak hole, a sky phenomenon that's often mistaken for an alien spacecraft trail, guys. In the scientific world, this phenomenon is known as CUFUM, the official name given by the World Meteorological Organization in 2017. A fall streak hole forms in altocumulus or cirrocumulus clouds that contain supercooled water droplets. Even though the temperature can reach minus 40 degrees Celsius, these water droplets haven't frozen yet because they are still in a liquid state. This phenomenon is most often triggered by passing airplanes. When the air around the tip of the wing or propeller experiences a drop in pressure, its temperature immediately drops by about 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. This condition causes ice crystals to form instantly and triggers the Bergeron process, which is when the ice crystals absorb water vapor from the surrounding droplets until a large hole is created in the middle of the cloud. The hole will continue to widen for about 1 to 4 hours before it disappears. So this is not an alien trace or a supernatural phenomenon, but rather a physical process in the atmosphere. In the middle part of the hole, you can usually see cloud clumps that look like fibers hanging down. This part is called a fall streak, which is ice crystals that evaporate before they reach the Earth's surface. Interestingly, fall streak holes most often appear in atmospheric layers at an altitude of about 2,000 to 7,000 meters. In fifth place is the Brocken Specter, which is an optical phenomenon that makes a person's shadow appear like a giant ghost in the mountains. This shadow appears when our body is projected onto the fog or clouds in front of us. Even though it looks tens of meters tall, its actual size remains the same. The shadow only appears very large because it is projected onto fog that is far ahead. The name Brocken Specter itself comes from Mount Brocken in the Harz Mountains, Germany, which has an elevation of 1,141 meters. This phenomenon was first scientifically documented by Johann Silberschlag in the year 1780. Uniquely, around the head of the shadow, there usually appears a rainbow-colored halo called a glory. Its diameter is only about 5 to 20 degrees, smaller than a regular rainbow, which reaches about 42 degrees. In addition, the colors of a glory are also unique because the red color is on the outside, while blue or purple is on the inside, which is the opposite of the usual colors of a rainbow. Around the head of the shadow, there is often a brighter area called Heiligenschein. This phenomenon occurs when water droplets about 10 microns in size reflect sunlight back toward the observer. The Brocken Specter itself can only appear when the sun is low in the sky, such as in the morning or evening. That's why the opportunity to see it is very rare. Interestingly, if two people stand side by side, each will only see their own shadow, complete with a glory above their head. At number 6, we have pearl clouds, which are colorful clouds that look like clusters of pearls in the sky. These clouds are also known as iridescent clouds, or nacreous clouds, and they form in the stratosphere at an altitude of about 15 to 25 kilometers, which is about 2 to 3 times higher than regular storm clouds. These clouds can only form at extremely low temperatures, below minus 78 degrees Celsius. Under these conditions, the clouds contain a mixture of ice crystals, nitric acid, and sulfuric acid. The rainbow colors appear because sunlight undergoes diffraction and interference as it passes through ice crystals about 10 micrometers in size. Nacreous clouds may look beautiful, but they contribute to ozone layer depletion. The surface of the ice crystals transforms inactive chlorine gas into active chlorine, where a single atom of active chlorine can even destroy thousands of ozone molecules. Uniquely, because they are located very high in the atmosphere, pearl clouds can still reflect sunlight and appear to glow for up to about 2 hours after the sun sets. Lastly, there's the phenomenon of the sea parting, guys. It's a scene similar to the story of Prophet Moses, but it actually happens naturally in South Korea. This phenomenon is known as the Jindo miracle sea parting, where during low tide, a land path about 2.8 kilometers long and 40 to 60 meters wide appears, connecting Jindo Island and Modo Island. This occurs because the gravitational forces of the moon and sun cause extreme tides. The seawater recedes until the seabed is visible, but it only stays that way for about an hour before returning. Therefore, visitors must cross and return before the tide comes in. Because of this uniqueness, the Jindo Sea Parting Festival is held there every year, attracting hundreds of thousands of tourists. Uniquely, before the seawater rises again, the staff will sound an alarm and set off fireworks as a sign for all visitors to return to shore immediately. Those were the 7 craziest natural phenomena that few people know about. I hope this information is useful, and see you in our next interesting video.